Hi, Mr. X with glossary term Orthocenter. It's the point at which the altitudes of a triangle intersect. They will be concurrent. But the orthocenter need not be inside the triangle because the altitudes may be extended altitudes and may actually meet up, intersect, or be concurrent, whatever term you want to use, outside the triangle. So let's take a look at a sketch in Geometer's Sketchpad. Okay, here we have triangle A, B, C. With the altitudes, notice this is a perpendicular angle here, and they're going to stay perpendicular because that's how this has been constructed. If I just move the vertex of A around a little bit, you see how these guys always stay perpendicular because that's how it was built. That's how I constructed it. That's the great thing about Geometer's Sketchpad. You give it certain parameters and it'll say, okay, we have to adhere to these parameters. So these are altitudes. Now they are extended altitudes, admittedly, they're long lines. But altitude AF is the altitude from triangle side CB. Altitude DC is the altitude from triangle side AB. That line segment EB is the altitude from side AC. So what's this point G? Well, that's our orthocenter. We can move this vertex around. And these things always stay perpendicular, and as long as we have an acute triangle, our orthocenter will stay inside the triangle. What happens if we go to having a right triangle? Let's move this B out so that it appears we have a right triangle. Well, there's our orthocenter. The orthocenter of a right triangle is at the 90-degree angle vertex. See that? Well, sure, because that's where two altitudes meet. Wouldn't that make sense? This is an altitude. This is an altitude. AC and BC are now altitudes. Sure they are. And what might be a little harder to see from my graphic is what happens if the triangle becomes obtuse. Here's a right triangle again. G is still our orthocenter, and G will remain our orthocenter even when we become obtuse. This is still our orthocenter. That may be a little harder to see, so let me try to draw that for you. Okay, we extend, we have an altitude here. We extend CA down this way, and then here is an altitude for our triangle. This right here. So we have to extend that altitude out. We extend side AB out this way. Now here's an altitude for our triangle. So this extended altitude beyond, this extended altitude beyond, and this altitude extended beyond all still meet at the orthocenter G. At Mr. X, the glossary terms are free.